Boom. You guys get it. Your mom does that every morning, do you? Wakes you up and is like, good morning, Nathan. What's so smelly in here? No? Not so much? Okay, this is 2.1. I want to say we're on day 3. And today we're talking about frequency polygons and ogives. Ogives. Now these, the word looks like ogives.
Ogives.
Like, oh, who gives
Yeah, that's what I thought.
but it's an ogive, which sounds very cool,
Sounds fancy.
doesn't it? Sounds,
Sophisticated.
yeah. What are you doing this weekend? I'm going to that ogive. Okay, so we need data first, so let's get it done. How many times, let's get, I don't know, 10 data points, so each one of you come up with 2 data points. How many times would you say people fart in a day? Including ones that you can't hear, I mean, like, we're talking about, like, even, like, the smallest little tiny fart that escapes that maybe you don't even feel. Okay, we're really going for it. Accurate farting data. Anybody want to go first?
82.
82. My God.
Who's got some TS points?
We're learning.
7.
7.
I mean, that's what I would put.
We are extreme the other way. You know what? Nathan maybe is on track. Maybe he's like, look, I'm sure lots of little things happen throughout the day that our bodies are not aware of. This feels like an aware number. I can tell you that I definitely fart 7 times a day and know it.
I put 20.
20.
I'm about to look this up afterwards.
Okay.
14.
Mm-hmm. Classic Michaela, seeing how much everybody else farts. Going for the middle.
I'll say 9.
9. Okay, let's get 52. We need 2 data points from everybody. Make them up.
31.
Mm-hmm.
21.
Okay.
27.
27.
All right.
18.
Interesting, we got no repeats. Nobody farts the same amount twice. Okay. All right. Let's make 3 classes. No, 4 classes. Just for a little bit of data. We're not going to need everything today. I don't think we're going to need midpoint, so I'm not going to do that one. I think, will we need relative frequency? No. Okay, so we're only going to do a 4x4. I'm only doing the things I need today. So we got classes, tallies, frequency, and we will definitely need cumulative frequency. Okay, you've got a benchmark on this tomorrow, not on polygons and ogives, but on making this chart, remember? So, somebody tell me, how do we come up with the classes? Autumn.
You take the largest number, subtracting the lowest number, and then divide it by the classes, which is 4.
Okay, so 82 minus, our lowest amount of farts is 7 farts, and then divide by 4 classes. You guys are stone cold. I'm saying farts a lot, and you guys are like, yep, fart math. Makes sense to me. Everybody have a calculator? You need one today if you don't have one.
That's the fun thing about statistics, is that it includes farting.
I know, right? That is truly why I love stats, is because we can pick anything to talk about. Do you guys remember that even if it came out to 18, we would have rounded up to 19? Okay, how do I start my first class? Lowest number, 7. And you take 7 plus 19, which is what, 26? And then plus 19 again, which is 45, and then plus 19 again, which is 64. Hey, Carlos, how do I figure out this number?
That one?
Mhm.
Whatever number that you have before it.
Yes, so this one would be 25.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this one would be 44, and this one would be 63. How do I find out the last number? Yeah, so it's, since this is, remember this is called the class width, I just add that class width to the, because this one is also jumping by 19, so that should be what, 82? Now, do you see how if I hadn't risen it up to 19, if I had gone to 18, 82 wouldn't even had made the cut. So that's why you have to do that. All right, so now I'm gonna start tallying. You can tally on your own and see if yours matches mine. I'm just seeing what categories things go into. A lot of low farters here. I feel like people are self-reporting these farts. These don't feel like realistic farts. We need like a fart detector attached to people.
Sound like this capitalism trying to harvest every energy from us.
That's right. You know what, though? Truly, maybe we should. Maybe we should figure out a way to use human farts, cow methane, to cure the world. Because we got farts. We got farts. Somebody mentioned this to Mr. Hernandez. He'll figure it out.
That's an advertisement in and of itself. We got farts. Like, that's your guys' motto right there.
We got farts. Look, we're looking for something that is commonplace in the world, and we got it. Jessica, if you're watching this, I hope you're enjoying this conversation. Hey, Noah, I'm not finding relative frequency, but if I was, what would I do?
You divide the frequency by the total.
Right, and this happens to be 10 because I made it 10, but let's remember that it's not always like 0.6, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, that's just because we're dividing by 10, but I'm not doing that category. Hey, Michaela, if I was to find the midpoint, what would I do? Don't remember that one?
I do. I have my notes.
Okay. Does somebody want to help her out? Somebody who just remembers off the top of her head? And using notes tomorrow is totally welcome. Autumn?
You add like the classes, like 7 plus 25, and divide that by 2.
Right. Sometimes it's really obvious to tell, like, what's the midpoint between two numbers, but I couldn't just off the top of my head tell you, what's the midpoint between 7 and 25? Nope. But if I add them together, I get what? 32, and 32 divided by 2 is 16, so it must be 16. Okay. Cumulative frequency, all you, Carlos. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
What does cumulative mean?
Progressive?
Progressive, adding it up as you go. So 6 so far, and then we got another 2,
Yeah, 6 plus 2 then?
which is,
8,
and the next one is,
9,
mhm,
then 10.
and this one should match this one.
Which it does.
It does. Okay, everybody okay on that? We realized that we skipped midpoints and relative frequency, which is something you will have to do for the benchmark tomorrow, but for the data I need today, I only need this stuff, so. And mathematicians are lazy. So we do what we can do. All right, frequency polygons. As usual, all of these must be on graph paper. Mine is not going to be on graph paper right now, and the only reason why is because it is hard to see graphs on this thing, and it makes it muddy. So right now, you can take it just in your notebook or whatever, but when your homework is done, I want it on graph paper. All right, so frequency polygons. The x-axis is your classes. And for that, you have to use, I want to say class boundaries. I've just got to make sure because there are 12 different kinds of graphs I teach. Frequency polygons are is it midpoints? Hold on, 124.4, it is midpoints. My bad, we need midpoints. Okay, we're gonna sneak in a little section here. Oh, so sorry. You know what, here, you could do this. You could just like split one of those, but you hate that because you want it to be looking good. We already figured out this one was 16, right? Remember, you gotta add these two together. So that is 60, 70 divided by 2 is 35. Do you guys remember that you could also just add 19 every time?